Alright guys, it's me Ghost 3 Bravo back playing Star Citizen. So it's been a couple days since I've played Star Citizen and we're gonna get back into it. Got a little bit of server lag going. Hopefully that's not affecting our
Welcome
stream.
to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Today we're just gonna do some basic bunker runs because I'm probably gonna be a little rusty. Let's see, undersuits. Let's just throw this one on. I want my Morozov armor since we're going to be running bunkers. Let's see, it looks like my inventory is taking a second to load. That's unusual. Okay, so that's a little weird. Having a problem with my backpack loading in and out of inventory, but you know, these things happen when you're playing Star Citizen. All right, let's see here. I'll load this backpack on. There we go. There we go. That one loaded properly. Don't need any of this mining equipment, so we'll drop it out. It's easier if you sort the other and throw your stuff in your other inventory, because rarely there's going to be anything in other, especially for me, since I'm mostly doing bunker runs.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
And we don't have my favorite rifle, so we're going to take a custodian.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Vehicle selected. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
I think I have some custodian mags in my backpack. No, I had them in that other one, didn't I? My thoughts are a little scattered. You can tell it's been a while since I played. There we go. All right, let's go with that. We're all fooled up on custodian ammo. Let's head to Hurston and hangar 4. Let's head to Hurston and do some bunker runs. This is one of my favorite things to do. It's a little more stressful than mining or doing some salvage, but it's more interesting. Unless you're just interested in mining and salvage gameplay, it can make for a boring stream, I've been told. Even though it's one of my favorite things to do.
Aegis combat assistance activated. Systems green.
Alright, why are my shields still down for? Alright, there we go. Ooh, some debris outside the hangar. That's awesome. It's always cool.
Landing gear rejected.
So you want to watch out for that. Watch out for that debris. Rescue beacon, 1 million kilometers. Okay. Let's head to Hurston. There we go. I cannot wait till this map gets redesigned. That's going to be a real boon to all of us who play. So my Avenger Stalker is what we're in today, and it's small but easy to maneuver around. It's not as easy to maneuver as an Anvil Arrow or something like that, but the Stalker's a pretty decent ship. I've upgraded the quantum drive and the the coolers, which I don't think they matter too much right now, and I upgraded the weapons. Got rid of the gimbal so I could go up a size on the weapons. Found that's kind of helpful. Also, I hope I brought some sustenance. I think I saw some in that backpack. Because I generally wear the Thule backpack when I go mining. And I wear the regular Morozov backpack when I'm doing other stuff. So your quantum travel is your slowest thing you're going to do, pretty much. Everything else goes pretty well, except for waiting on missions. Obviously, you wait a few minutes on missions sometimes to pop up, especially if you're looking for specific missions in your contract manager. So first thing I want to see is Delphi. Since I haven't played, I've dropped in reputation, but I haven't lost any security contractor in the level 4 there, so that's good. So we'll go to contracts manager, go to mercenary, call to arms. All right, that gives us an extra bit of cash every time we take out a bad guy. We are not going to take contraband stash or any evict illegal occupants. We're looking for assists. And sometimes we'll fly down to like one of the mining stations, HDMS. It'll pop a new mission when we get closer. It's just something I do all the time. I'm always checking that. There you go. Assist in defending site. That's 15,000 credits. That's a good little thing to start with. Let's track that mission. And where's it at? HGSF tomorrow. Too bad we can't cancel our quantum travel. But we'll crank back up to 10,000 feet pretty quick, and then we'll be able to spool up that quantum drive. There we go. 10,000 meters, not 10,000 feet. All right, those dashed lines right here. Sorry. Those dashed lines like that means it's on the other side of the planet. If it's solid, it means it's on your side. If you play Star Citizen, let me know over in chat if you're interested in it. It's a really great game. It's not complete, obviously. Still in testing, alpha testing. We're actually still in 3.19. I had expected to be logging back in and playing 3.2. But that was apparently not in the cards. The last couple of times I've streamed, I've been streaming Baldur's Gate, which is pretty awesome. I really am enjoying playing Baldur's Gate, but you know, it's a hard game to stream, and I'll tell you why. I like to pay attention to dialogue. So when I'm playing Baldur's Gate, I don't talk about anything else. I just listen to the dialogue, and some of the combat sequences are really taxing on your mind, so it's really hard for me to focus on providing I don't know, entertaining or talking about anything else. Just watching Baldur's Gate as it's playing, which is, like I said, it's a great game. If you haven't had a chance to try it out, you should check it out. Watch a couple videos if you haven't bought it yet. See if it's something you're interested in. It's not like the original Baldur's Gate where it's real time with pause. Instead, this one's turn-based, which, you know, it's pretty cool. There's nothing wrong with turn-based. I actually like Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous too. It's a turn-based as well. And if you watched my last stream, I've been thinking about playing an MMO, but I don't know which MMO I want to play. You know, do I want to play New World? Do I want to try Lord of the Rings Online? Which, the more I read about Lord of the Rings Online, the more it makes me want to play it. Because it's got that old school look and feel when I watch some of the videos. But it seems like it may be a money pit, really, because if you want all the content, you have to pay for all the expansions, and all the expansions are, you know, that adds up because there's been a lot of expansions over the years. So it's like, okay, $19 per expansion. In the scheme of things, it doesn't seem like much, but it's probably, golly, when I was looking, there's no telling how many expansions there are. Also tried Final Fantasy 14, and it's really neat. It's regarded as one of the best, you know, outside of old school Warcraft, World of Warcraft, I should say, or, you know, EverQuest, which I thought EverQuest was awesome back in the day. So let's put our landing gear down. We're approaching HDSF tomorrow, Hurston Dynamics Security Facility. This is standard mission, so there's going to be, you know, 10 baddies, I think. 15,000 credits, no big. Should be a fairly straightforward mission. Oh look, a Cutlass Black. And a ship that's right on the thing.
Landing complete. Engines offline.
All right. 10 hostiles. If Hurston takes them out before we do, then we lose some of our money. But at the same time, it's just a placeholder until we get a good mission, which I'll check and see if we get a good one. Evict, eliminate, halt. Nope. None of those are good. So by the time we hear all that machine gun fire, so by the time we get down here, they're probably going to have taken out quite a few. You got to watch out sometimes when you're in the bunker. You might get ambushed. That happens rarely, but it does happen. I was hoping there was going to be some big changes by the time I got back to play. So when we're down here, we're looking for those putzes with all the purple. Yeah, right there. Headshots count more than others. So, headshot them. Dang, I got some mouse lag going on. That sucks. That's the only iffy thing about when you're doing bunker runs. Is a little bit of lag. We also don't have any stim packs. I don't like that lag. Because this should be fairly straightforward. And it's not, which is starting to tick me off. Right, Yeah. We're lagging between the time I press the mouse and the time my weapon fires. We could be getting smoked by the enemy. So we're going to have to take this one kind of tight. I don't like having to slow down. Let's move all. There we go. So we got all kinds of stuff now. Always get those medical boxes because you can sell a lot of that crap. I am incapacitated. See, that's what lag does. It incapacitates you. So now we get to go back to the mission, unless, you know, person manages to wipe them out. And that happens. Especially when we got all that server lag. It is quite frustrating.
What better way to celebrate than with a frosty hydro frost?
Oh, wrong direction. We're hurl L2. That's where I set my respawn point.
Welcome.
It's a good
the
place to
ASOP
set up.
Vehicle retrieval system.
So we'll take the anvil
Vehicle
arrow
select.
down.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
The reason why we're going to take the arrow is because I don't want to recall my ship and make an insurance claim because it's going to take a second. And the arrow isn't something I want to be taking on these missions, even though it's faster to land, because it doesn't have as much inventory space as the Stalker does. Plus, I can put a ton of inventory in the Stalker. If I was going to get a different starter ship or a starter package, I think I would go with that little Drake, whatever it's called. It's a little ship. Control in. Use control in. Call for whatchamacallin'? What am I trying to say? Docket permission. Or permission to take off. Be careful when you're coming out of here, because you see that I just hit a piece of something. Piece of debris. All right, let's target Hurston again. I can't stand it when it does that. Like I said, you know, I really can't wait till the map is really fixed. Because until that map's fixed, we're going to have problems sorting through it. And I'm not the only one who has problems with it. But what I'm not liking right now is this mouse lag. It's not a problem I have with other games. I guess playing a bug-free game here the last bunch of times has really spoiled me, because this one's pretty buggy. Hey, who's waiting for Starfield to come out? I mean, we got what, 3 weeks till it comes out? Comes out September 6th. I'm pretty excited. It's been a while since Bethesda come out with anything past Fallout 4. And they always make pretty good games. Pretty good. No, they're pretty great, actually. Though some of them have released pretty buggy in the past. One of my favorite games ever was Morrowind, which was my first foray with Bethesda Softworks. I was, golly, can't remember how old I was, 18, 19, when Morrowind came out. I played it for the first time and I hated it. I just wanted to play Neverwinter Nights because it was cool. But the second time I played Morrowind, I was like, holy cow, why was I not playing this before? Why did I stop playing this? Because this game was awesome. And then Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion came out. Golly, I think I was on mid-tour leave from Iraq when that came out. So that would have been, what, 2004? No, 06? Yeah, that would have been 05, 06, somewhere around in there. I think I took mid-tour leave March of 2006. Yeah, because I was injured on August 23rd, 2006. So yeah, that was it would be March when I was on mid-tour leave. That's a crazy story too, because when I went to Best Buy and I bought Oblivion, I needed to buy a graphics card to upgrade my computer so it would play it. And I did both things, and since the bank that I banked with was used to me being overseas, they froze my account. They locked my account out, and I wasn't able to buy. I had to actually borrow some money from my dad for a couple of days until they unlocked my account. And back then it wasn't as simple as it is now, where you just say, hey, yeah, I'm here now. Which is odd, because, you know, you think about it, it wasn't that long ago that you couldn't do some of the things that you can do now. The improvements in technology have been outstanding. And pretty crazy when you think about it.
Landing complete.
Okay, so it's pretty risky to come in here with just your skivvies on, but that's what we're gonna do. Only 3 bad guys left, so I took a couple out in the beginning. Hopefully I can get to my body without running into anybody. If not, I'll just pick up a rifle off the ground and take out who I can. And it's probably going to be pretty laggy, because you just saw it lagged right there coming down the elevator, and that's not a common occurrence. That lets me know we're going to have a few issues down here. Maybe even clearing up the mission itself. Alright. Gosh, dog it. Can you believe that? I can't believe it. That's why you don't go in your skivvies. I am rusty, and there's no doubt about that. And it is showing. That, you know, enemies can shoot you through walls sometimes. It's crazy. I don't know why I'm complaining. I really like this game. I know it's an alpha. But man, some of this stuff should have been fixed a long time ago. 3.2 supposedly right around the corner.
Medicine isn't only about healing.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Your insurance claim has been sent. Please visit us again. Goodbye. Welcome to the ASOP
What am I
Vehicle
going to pull out
Retrieval
this
System.
time? Let's see. There we go. Let's pull
Vehicle
out this
selected.
junk.
Your vehicle has been delivered.
It'll take us forever to get there with this one, but we'll get there. Well, you see how I lost some health getting onto the elevator because it didn't recognize that it's an oxygen zone. So always wear a helmet if you're going to hang out in elevators. Whenever it blacks out like that, just walk forward. Eventually you'll get to where you need to be. And hopefully you come out here when the hangar doors are closed. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Eventually it'll cut on. There we go. I don't know how many times I gotta press the button. The good news about this crappy little one is that the shields go full much faster than the other ships. All right, let's go back to...
Thank you, and please visit again.
Pearl HDSF tomorrow. So route. So this bunker shouldn't repopulate, like, unless it gets cleared. So all my stuff should still be on my first character, who's already been slaughtered. I ain't worried about the second character. And so far, we've made zero money at all doing bunkers. And usually by now, I've made, it's 8:35. We've been streaming for 30 minutes straight. And usually I would have made 130,000 credits by now. Tell you what, though, we've been busy. We've been busy working a lot here lately. Where's it showing my body at? That's weird. No, it's showing my target way out there. But it's not. It's way down here. I guess it's some kind of dimensional warp space or something because we're in the bunker. And it did that weird loading when we went down. Got a lot of server lag, which is a pain. It's a real pain. So like I said, every time I click my mouse, there's a half a second delay in between the mouse click and when the gun fires. We're going in here with our skivvies on. Again, to retrieve my Morozov armor and take out the last 2 combatants. The first of the... Originally it was 3, now it's 2. The first one was easy to take out. I'm not sure where the second one shot me from. But based on the amount of lag, there's no telling. He probably warped behind me, which is a rubber banding is an issue sometimes. Especially on Saturday nights because there's so many people playing. How many people are on here now? 91 out of 99 on this server. So not that many, but that's the fact that the server hadn't spread bigger makes me cautious. Yeah, some people are having problems, it seems. So on this particular server, we're having a few issues with people not being able to spawn or bring their ships in. So far, we hadn't had that issue. That don't mean we won't.
Landing gear deployed.
So now we'll do the same thing. I'm going to land beside my arrow. I don't know whose Cutlass Black that is. That's not mine.
Landing complete.
Run in here in our medical gown. Actually, you know what? I want to be able to equip my armor pretty fast. So we're going to take the old medical gown off. Because it does us no good. Let's try that again. There we go. We'll snatch a weapon from one of the bodies downstairs as fast as we possibly can. Again, if you're new to the channel, I'm Ghost3 Bravo, and I like playing Star Citizen. I usually play on Saturday, Sunday. I usually play Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm off on Fridays. Thanks for subscribing to my channel, Dr. Kane. Dr. Kane F. Sky. Now let's see where this guy is. There's one right there 31 meters away, so they're both downstairs. So this does not bode well for me. Especially since I'm a naked. Come on. I'm animation locked. Crap. Okay. Let's try this again. Star Citizen is the game. I love it. What's going on here? I guess he's just going to sit there. I'm going to come up here and get my armor. Because this is so crazy. There's so much lag today. I mean, equip all armor. Come on. There we go. Oh, I know how to do this. If you ever run into this issue where it's not doing that, double click the suit. There you go. Finally worked. Double clicked it like 6 times. So, we're there. We got it to work. Now, since old Duneberry's lagging behind, we're just going to go down here and shoot him real quick and finish what we're doing. Oh, great. He's invincible. Oh, my goodness. That is such a pain. You ever had that happen before? I've actually never had that happen before. I've been animation locked before, but I've never Yeah, yeah, you're right. They nerfed it big time because he is invincible, and I don't know what to do about it. Well, it worked on him. Oh boy. Now is he moving? No. Might as well give up on this one. Cancel this mission and go take a different one. I have honestly never had that happen. But hey, at least my mouse isn't delaying anymore. Such a pain. But you know, it is what it is. Welcome to Star Citizen. It's fun a lot of times, and sometimes it's buggy. And right now it seems to be buggy. Yeah.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
Yeah.
Launch complete.
I wonder if it would fit through the door, in all seriousness. It's a tiny one. Actually, I brought the Arrow down here too. So I have the Arrow and the Aurora. The Arrow's smaller, right? Yeah. Nah, I don't think it would. It would be cool if it was. Is it? Hold on. Now I want to look. Oh yeah, because the wings, when they fold out. You're right. The Arrow's slightly shorter in length, but when the wings fold out, it's wider. A lot wider, actually. Alright, I'm just going to cancel that mission. Take the rep hit. And we'll try something again. We will not be trying to evict illegal occupants. I find that mission is one of the, especially around the caterpillars. Man, the last time I did that, they were spawning one right after another on top of each other. I couldn't shoot them fast enough to get back to my ship, even after clearing the mission. It was so crazy. Does it fit in the Carrack hangar? I have never been in a Carrack, actually. Played with some people a while back that we were gonna do a Hammerhead, but we were in some kind of big old bomber. That I did not know about. Because the Pisces, that's the little bitty ship, isn't it? Okay. Contracts manager. Accepted missions. Assist. Abandon. Yeah, that's crazy. I would have never known that. Oh, man, I wish I had a grenade launcher. That's actually a decent paying mission on that narcotics stash. The problem for me flying into those is I find it's easier in my MISC Freelancer Max, so I can roll in using that little STV thing. I forgot which one. It was the cheapest one that was in the in-game store. Usually a different mission would have popped by now. Okay, let's go back to the maps. Clear routes. There we go. I have the bad habit of not clearing a route. I'll fly to this mining station and see what it does. So yeah, I thought the little animal was pretty cool, and the rescue. They have a rescue version, don't they, with the medical bed? I have a Cutlass Red. It's got a medical bed in it, but I had actually, after I got it, I thought maybe I should have got the anvil, since it was. And I bought it with in-game credits, because you know, obviously it doesn't take that long to make credits when you run bunkers constantly, and that's one of the things I do. But if I want to make some big money, I like to do I like to mine. I have a prospector, so I'll go mining. And it's a relaxing gameplay loop for me. Really chill. I got the Vulture. I thought it was pretty awesome too. Guard facility against threat, accept offer. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Something with some more substance. I like it a little more than the beginner 15,000 missions, not just because it pays more, but because you get waves of enemy. 3 waves of 8 in this one in particular. Or 3 waves of 8 or 3 waves of 6? Which one is it? 3 waves of 6 and the last wave is 8 on the 75,000 version. Jump seats and no bed. I think the Pisces is a neat little ship. I think that's what was blowing up on that dock back there, wasn't it? Yeah, I thought about it. The Cutlass Red, it looked so cool, and they were advertising that, the game career packs and stuff, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to find that medical armor, and I'm going to get me a Cutlass Red in-game. And that's what I did. Now, piecing together the armor was a pain, because I had to go to multiple places. Because the Beacon Red suit was in some station in Crusader, and the, Beacon Red. Sometimes I'll see that stuff, and I just want to find it, you know. And I use that there's an online website. I can't think of the name of it right now. But the person who does it keeps up like where everything can be bought or sold at. And so I just go there and I look it up, and then I'll run around our current solar system that we're in. Yes, Urkel.games. That's perfect. I don't know why I can't think of that stuff sometimes. Because I use them, like UEX Corp, I use them for like trying to figure out what to mine where. I used to try to min-max mining, so I'd take and run it over to different stations to process the ore. That's pretty smart. That's actually really smart. I used to do the same thing with Fallout. Fallout 4. Have a Google sheet that had the commands and stuff that I want to, you know, when you've run out of aluminum or something, you need more aluminum, so that would be the easiest way. You know, I've never beaten that game. I've got like 500 hours played in Fallout 4 and I've never beaten it. It's because I get stuck in that stupid settlement stuff, making settlements. And after a while, making settlements gets boring. You ready for Starfield to come out? Because I think I am. I saw where somebody was talking about, oh, that's going to be a Star Citizen killer. Nah, I don't think so. 2 different games.
Landing gear deployed. Landing complete. Engines offline.
Man, my CPU temps are through the roof today. So it's been hot, though. It's been hot down here. And that makes sense, I guess. Hotter temperature during the day, hotter CPU temps. All right, hopefully we won't run any issues down here. Hopefully it'll be nice and easy, a good, nice, easy run, because this run doesn't start until we get in off the ramp. I forgot what line it is that you actually cross when it starts. It may be that one. Let's see. Right there. So when you cross this line, the mission starts. 55 seconds till they spawn in. Run around, loot all my medical boxes, because I love to sell that stuff and get an extra couple thousand credits. Door to the left. Door straight. I like that some of these have different layouts. You know, used to, they all had the same basic generic layout. But now they have 2 generic layouts, or 3, I think. But it is somewhat a relief. Yeah, see, I liked Fallout 3 a lot. I didn't play 76. You know, I just now started wanting to play an MMO here recently that wasn't Star Citizen. Yeah, see, I would hate to find out that it was Fallout 76 in space instead of, you know, Skyrim in space is what I would have expected. But when they started talking about thousands of planets being instanced, that was a little concerning for me. But they're saying, oh, the major outposts are handmade and stuff like that. But, you know, it's like No Man's Sky. You know, eventually instance becomes the same thing over and over. So 1,000 planets means nothing if it's just the same junk over and over. Okay. So that was iffy. Then my biggest problem is that with Star Citizen right now is just this server lag that gets on my nerves. Because it's not my internet. Shit. That's my biggest problem too, right there. My personal biggest problem is not reloading. Yeah, you're right. And this game gets a lot of heat from people, but you know, it is a game. It's just not finished. You know, I say it all the time. when they do finish this game, it's gonna, I personally believe it's gonna revolutionize the way video games are handled in the future. Especially when they get this economy update coming. When the economy update comes, server meshing gets totally panned out. The persistent entity streaming, you know, they got to iron out the kinks in that. Quit leaving these empty bottles laying around. Maybe make some items delete. That would be awesome, and I think that would take some off the server load. But I really think they have a huge plan, and it's awesome. Yeah, see, that sounds about right to me, right there. So basically, a pre-built random seed, basically. Pre-built seeds being used. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but, you know, you're going to have a lot of empty filling space. And I saw what Todd Howard said. He was like, well, space is empty. If space is empty, leads to some boring gameplay, I would think. Golly, it sounds like everybody's downstairs, so I'm missing the fight. Alright, got our mouse delay again. Okay, we got dudes just moving randomly. So that's always good. Yeah, we got a pretty crazy server load right now, it would seem. I don't dig the lag, but it is what it is. Let's pick up this P4. My favorite weapon in the game, P4. All right. Hands down, my favorite weapon. And most of these dudes on these higher level bunkers, or higher end bunkers, higher paying, are toting P4s. And anybody in Artemex has usually always got one. Yeah, see, I agree with that. I agree with that a lot. And I hope that they get it right. But like you said, I want to see some footage. I want to see some actual players playing the game to find out whether I'm going to be interested in it or not. Because Skyrim in space sounds cool on the surface. And their video looks cool. They're showcase videos, but that's what showcase videos are for. Make a game look awesome. All right. Move out of the way, Hurston. Sometimes you can shoot between the pipes, sometimes you can't. Okay, there we go. It took a minute for it to actually hit. So the last two must be upstairs. Yeah, I can't. What have they, other than their MMOs, what have they made since Skyrim? Because didn't Fallout 4 came out what, shortly after or before Skyrim? I can't remember. Was it right before or shortly after? But I'm not gonna lie, I like Fallout 4 for the most part. Some of the characters are forgettable. Or you just downright can't stand them, like Preston Garvey. But I remember when Fallout 76 launched, it was a hot mess of garbage. I don't know if it's still that way, but I remember that. I remember Elder Scrolls Online being a mess at launch too, wasn't it? But New Vegas doesn't really count as Bethesda because that was Obsidian Softworks that did that one. I like Obsidian. They did a really good job with what was it? What's that game? Outer Worlds. And then they Obsidian also did that Real Time with Pause game. What's the name of that? I liked it a lot too. But I like a lot of RPGs. The problem playing RPGs is there's a lot of talking. That's what I thought. New Vegas was Obsidian. But 76 was that was after Skyrim. I can't remember if 4 was before or after. But Skyrim was awesome. It wasn't, you know, it was a mix to me in between Morrowind and Oblivion, which Oblivion dumbed down Morrowind a lot, where Skyrim kind of built upon that Morrowind massiveness and scale. Yeah, no, the original BioWare, yeah, you're right. They don't exist anymore. They haven't existed since, golly. To me, honestly, Mass Effect 2. In my, if I'm going to be honest, to me, that's when BioWare quit, like, making the greatest of video games. Because they did a fantastic job with, what was it called? Dragon Age Origins. I thought they did a great job with it. They took a step back with Dragon Age 2. They tried to come back with Dragon Age Inquisition, which turned into an unusual type game. And then after the debacle with the ending of Fallout 3 and the way that they managed that, needing to have the mobile game and play this other stuff to make the Reapers, to give you the best ending possible. I thought that was kind of ridiculous and a bad move on their part. But, you know, they're making millions of dollars. I'm not, so I guess they do whatever they want to. But you know, Mass Effect 1 and 2 were both, to me, fantastic games, story-wise. Yeah, I remember Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were awesome. I thought 1 was really, really, really well done. But yeah, you're right about it being Dragon Age was a step back, Origins. But it was, you know, the second one That was a huge, to me, that was a huge step back in BioWare's production value. And then that's after that, you know, you had Mass Effect 2, which told a great story, and then the gameplay was pretty unique. They dumbed down they dumbed down how weapons were handled or something like that. I forgot what it was. It was an aggravating thing. I remember that. It's been so long since I played it. But 3, I really had a problem getting into 3 because of all the war assets and all that stuff. You know, I wasn't expecting that out of a Mass Effect game. You know, they did a good job. BioWare did Neverwinter Nights 1 and 2, didn't they? I remember, I think they did 1. And I remember that was a really cool game. Or was it Atari that did Neverwinter Nights? Oh, now I gotta look it up. Now I gotta look it up. Because the first Neverwinter Nights I thought was awesome. Obsidian did Neverwinter Nights. No, Obsidian did Neverwinter Nights 2. So yeah, you're right. BioWare did the first one, and Obsidian did the second one, which Obsidian always does a really good job with their second game series. But I thought Neverwinter Nights was a masterpiece. Now, I didn't know they did Icewind Dale, but that makes sense too. I always get them confused with Interplay, but I think Interplay did what? Planescape? I never got into Planescape. I was always I liked the concept of D&D, even though I never played the actual the book version. I always played the video game versions, and I've always been really happy with them. But yeah, I actually liked Icewind Dale. Guard facility against hostiles, 75,000 credits. Easy peasy lemon squeezy on this one. Yeah, that first Neverwinter Nights, I remember, it was so cool because you could use that fireball spell with your sorcerer and blow doors open. I thought that was amazing. And I think that whatchamacallem, I think they did a good job as far as Baldur's Gate 3 goes. It's been enjoyable, but I really do miss the real time with pause instead of the what do you call it? Turn-based. Which I know that whole D&D thing's based on turn-based and initiative and all that stuff. But I don't know. I guess having played the first 2 and then Neverwinter Nights, I really loved the real time with pause on that as opposed to turn-based. Well, yeah, because you know that's one of those things. Anything EA touched back in the day turned to crap. You remember when they were EA was trying to buy Rockstar? That made a lot of people scared because I just knew they were going to buy Rockstar and then turn around and ruin the Grand Theft Auto series. But you know, they're the godfather of loot boxes, basically. And reason why you pay $60 for a video game, and you got to turn around and deal with microtransactions in the game under the guise of, oh, you're getting a cool skin. No, what was it? No, you're right. EA hasn't really, because they made a game that had potential to be awesome, Dante's Inferno, and then it turned out to just be a button masher, hack and slash button masher, which can be fun. But I liked when, you know, the games had thought. And I think Dragon Age Inquisitions tried to do that, but then they threw in that same thing, those war packs or whatever. You constantly had to do those missions, and that's why I ultimately ended up quitting playing that game too, because I got stuck at a certain point. They wanted me to collect these boxes to be able to do this, to open up this next area, and it's like I've killed everybody on the map multiple times, and I can't get the stupid thing to complete this mission for the war chest or whatever it was called. But yeah. No, but you're right. BioWare used to make awesome games. Remember Jade Empire? It never got a sequel, and that game was really cool. I really liked the combat in that game. I remember playing it. I think I was in Iraq when I played Jade Empire. It was really... My buddy bought an Xbox, and I think that's how I played it, was on the Xbox. And I thought it was really cool. Because right after that, the Xbox 360 came out. I'll never forget when the Xbox 360 came out either, because everybody was so like, oh man, we're going to get it. It's going to be at the PX. And the PX got like, we went to the Green Zone to check it out, and there was like 2 of them that came in, and they were already sold before we ever got there.
Landing gear deployed. Landing complete. Engines offline.
And back then, golly, I used to take heat from my buddies for not playing console, only playing PC. I think the only reason I had consoles in the first place was so I could play Grand Theft Auto, to be honest. Oh, there was another game that I loved, and they didn't even make a sequel. It was called Advent Rising. The story was actually written by Orson Scott Card, the guy who did Ender's Game. Yeah, you're right. And I think that's what Larian Studios tried to do, was try to keep that Baldur's Gate, that BioWare feel as far as the story goes. And they did a pretty good job. I've never played the Divinity series, so I was very unaware of how the gameplay was going to turn out as far as being able to throw barrels and do all that stuff. Did you ever play Advent Rising? Because the story in that game was insane. Even the power, your dude got like powers, like alien powers, and I don't know. It was Star Wars Force Unleashed before Star Wars Force Unleashed. I mean, we played that game so much. I mean, if we weren't on mission, we were playing Advent Rising. No joke. I know it's cheap camping on that door, but it makes safer for me since it lags. I haven't even really gotten that far into the overarching story yet. Which is funny because I play it 2 hours. I only play 2 hours at a time. And I don't find the game overly difficult or anything like that. Jesus. second I thought Ursula killed me. Like, where I'm at right now, I had just... Golly, I hate it when that happens. That's the most aggravating bug in the game right here. Dropping mags. Well, one of the most aggravating. So far, I'm enjoying the game. I really liked the opening sequence on the Nautiloid ship. I thought that was a genius move as far as that goes, showing that wicked cinematic. And that game's got a ton of dialogue, and that's what makes that game hard for me to stream, because I can't play the game and enjoy it and talk about it, or talk about anything else for that matter, because I'm so focused on paying attention to everything that it makes it hard to stream for me. This is easy because it's just mindless running and gunning. I can also do mining or that stuff. I found that if I do mining, a lot of people will tune out. But if I run bunkers, it's actually can be interesting because it's more fast-paced. But yeah, I hate to hear that about Baldur's Gate 3's main story, because I was super stoked for that game to come out. All right, where's the last dude at? There he is. Oh my gosh. I thought that was the last wave. But I would be thinking wrong. Now let's see if it's going to tell me my inventory's full of ammo again. Drag it in here manually. And look at there. We're dropping it. That's always the best. You know what's weird is it's stuck into an ammo slot that was occupied. Yeah, that is an interesting point you make about the story. Excuse me. Because usually you have an idea of who the main bads are, or what the point of the whole deal is, other than trying to get the tadpole out of your head. And what they introduced. Oh my gosh. I threw a magazine at that guy. That's insane. Nothing like throwing a mag at somebody. But yeah, generally you know that some big bad, and you kind of have an idea of why this is happening. But yeah, I haven't gotten that. I still don't even know who that female is. I guess I could look up a spoiler or something, but your guardian, I still don't know who that is. Ah, crap. Crud. I'm gonna get shot in the head if I'm not careful. I gotta pay better attention. So Act 3 and you still don't know exactly what it is you're fighting. That's pretty insane.
Today is the day you die.
we go. Alright, last two dudes are on the down low. Oh, the reload bug sucks too. Alright, there we go. Really? So Act 3, you don't even know who the Dream Lady is. That's insane. In Act 2, you should be learning all the key, as far as storytelling goes, you should know all the key elements. Like who's who and kind of a clear... I mean, that's like the rules of writing. Or the way I've always been taught anyways. The Act 2, you find out who the main bad guy is and what's going on. You start to understand the story. Yeah, that's insane because she's come into the dream of all my characters in the first couple times I long rested. And it was kind of unusual. And she says, "Oh, I'm protecting you, but I'm struggling to fight this enemy." But she never says the enemy. She never says why she's protecting you, other than the fact that she's coming in to protect you. Oh yeah, who are you? I'm an adventurer like you. That's what she said in the dialogue sequence. That tells me absolutely nothing. Because in a 3-act structure, you should have your incident that happens in the second half that causes your character to fall to his lowest point. And then the whole point of the 3rd act is the character's rise, right? His understanding's changed and he rises to fulfill his destiny or whatever. Because I would assume that Baldur's Gate 3 would just be the hero's journey. The typical hero's journey, kind of like Luke Skywalker went through. Or any other major character, like Frodo Baggins or Harry Potter. Because all those are hero's journeys, and that's what I would have assumed Baldur's Gate 3 was. Because we knew in Baldur's Gate 1, in the first little bit, I forgot, maybe the first 10 hours of gameplay, we learned exactly what we were up against. Golly, those games that Obsidian did that were crowdfunded, they did that. They followed a 3-act structure very, very well, and you had an idea of the bad guys and the power of the bad guys. Yeah, that's unusual. Unless the 3rd act is like a huge act. I can't, but then that wouldn't make sense for the 3-act structure in the first place.
Launch complete.
Yeah, true soul after true soul. I don't know. It's kind of disappointing to hear. Because I can understand where I'm at in the game as far as, because I just freed the druid. Well, I haven't even gone back to the druid camp because I'm still looking for that. I'm looking for what's her face's friends, the Githyanki, Lae'zel, looking for her friends, and I hadn't stumbled across them yet. Now I did stumble across them one time during early access, and really took it to me. But I only played about, I don't know, 15 hours in early access because I decided I didn't want to ruin the experience. And so I quit. But so far, I'm early in and I enjoy it. But if the story derails, and it's like that till in the third act still, it's like, holy cow, what's the point? Because you see a lot of talk about the three main bad guys voiced by J.K. Simmons, and so I assumed that he was going to be the big bad, and then they showed some female bad guy in the commercial. Yeah, that is unusual then. See, I don't know, I wish Baldur's Gate would have showed up in Baldur's Gate. You know, I noticed that for my part, I thought the voice actor who's doing the best job so far has been the guy that does the wizard that I don't like, that I don't play as. I think his voice actor does pretty good. Shadowheart seems a little flat. Lae'zel's not bad, but you know, she is a Githyanki warrior, so they would come off as flat in a way. But I think I actually heard her say Tisk in a conversation. I could be wrong. I'd have to start all over again to find out if I heard that or not. But yeah. What is the... I can't remember the wizard's name. Gale, that's it. Gale. I think his voice actor's pretty good. Will was okay. I haven't found Karlach yet. The Drow, I did not save her. Also, if you rescue Halsin, that dude is jacked for a druid. Like, hugely jacked. I was really shocked at that. No jacked characters, and all of a sudden the druid's like the most beefed dude in the game. All these evict, assist. I guess I'll assist. Don't really care for assist defending site missions. I wonder, who is the narrator? Exit atmosphere. I thought it was exited atmosphere. Your spider senses are tingling. Yeah. Or when you're doing something, and it's like, the guard noticed you moved. I guess the narrator's pretending to be a dungeon master. Would be my biggest guess. But you figured that she would be one of the voices in the game, like the voice for your character or whatnot. There we go, got that to pop back up. I don't know why the quantum travel map messed up. But yeah, Minskell's awesome. He's in this game, isn't he? I thought I saw that. I wish Drizzt Do'Urden would be in the game. That would be cool. I read most of those books. I read it all the way to 1,000 Orcs. I'll tell you, I've been reading a lot here lately. I've been reading this series called Terra Nova by a guy named Seth Ring. It's actually pretty decent, being one of those escape to another world VR simulator type deals. It was actually pretty good. But yeah, I miss games like Baldur's Gate 1. Even Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Man, that game was awesome. They don't make games like that anymore. Minsk. With that little, what was that? What was the, was it a hamster? I can't think of it. I think it was a hamster. Yes. Totally. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna have to get the enhanced edition. I saw it on sale the other day on Humble Bundle. I should have got it. I should have bought it, and I totally dropped the ball. I bet it's not even there anymore. It was like pay $12 and get Baldur's Gate 1, 2, Icewind Dale, Planescape Torment. Yeah, I should have got it. I even said, "Hey, I'm going to get this," and then I told my wife I was going to get it, and then I didn't. I totally forgot to get it, and I bet it's not on there now.
Landing complete.
Why is there an Avenger Titan 650 meters away?
Engines offline.
Nope, don't want that one. I want this one. All right, let's ammo up. Hopefully this time it won't fall through to the floor. Okay, there we go. We're good. Yeah, it would have been, I mean, it would have been nice if they'd have put Drizzt in the game. I think he made an appearance in Neverwinter Nights 2, or maybe it was the first game. Like, you get to talk to him as an NPC. I thought that was really cool. It would be neat for them to make a true Icewind Dale series where he played as Wulfgar and Canterbury. You know, just retell the story, but with modern. Do it in a way that honors the actual books. Because I think that was as far as masterworks go for R.A. Salvatore, I think that was just where it's at, was the Icewind Dale series. Halfling's Gym. Streams of Silver, I think, was the second book. I can't remember the third one. That was a great book series. You know, I even liked the prequel, which actually became the Drizzt series 1, 2, and 3. Yes. Oh, have you ever read The Cleric Quintet by Salvatore? That was great too. I think it's in an omnibus, but that was an insane story. The Cleric Quintet. Catterley the priest. That's what that story was about. And I was really shocked. And when he showed up, I forgot what he showed up in a book. I think the original, in the original 3 follow-up books to golly, I'm getting excited and can't even think of the word. But yeah, he showed up in the Drizzt books too several times, and again as a younger, like when he got his youth back, he showed up in the book series with Artemis and Triri and Jarl Axel. The Time of Troubles. That was, God, what book? Those were the 7, 8, and 9, right? Now I'm looking it up. It's been so long. Kelemvor. Shadowtail, Tantress, Waterdeep. Waterdeep. Man, it's been so long since I've read any of these books. Now I'm going to be interested again. For some reason, I was thinking The Time of Troubles was Drizzt's novels. But it is not. But yeah, if you get a chance, check out The Cleric Quintet by R.A. Salvatore. It's a really well written. Some of my favorite books I've ever read were actually by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman, the Dragonlance Chronicles. I thought those were insane. I read them as a kid and they were like sword and sorcery, so I thought they were just the coolest. And I recently reread the first one and I was like, holy cow, why did I not read these again? Why have they not made a video game of this? But then again, why have they not made a video game of the Wheel of Time? Because I think that would make for a great video game series. Or do some anime adaptations that actually don't suck. That would be awesome. Because my kids are who got me into watching anime. They watch that stuff. Naruto is what it was. And then I would start watching it. And then after that, I was like, holy cow, that's actually a pretty good storyline. And then from there, it was just like crazy. I'll watch it. It's funny too, because I'm 41 and I'll be talking with folks that I see that will be wearing these anime shirts. Strike up conversation about the anime. And half the time they don't even watch them. They're just wearing a shirt. I find the storylines tend to be a lot deeper than some of the most advanced shows that we have here. Anime just seems to... The Japanese just tell really good stories in their TV. Even though it's a cartoon, it's not really. But yeah, Ari Salvatore has some great novels. There's another one too that wrote Forgotten Realms books. Is pretty good. Who was it? Oh, it was a bunch of authors. Ed Greenwood. Ed Greenwood. He wrote a few Forgotten Realms books that were really good. All right, going on to our last $60,000 mission, probably, or 60,000 credit mission. We'll see how quickly I clear it. If I can clear it fast enough, then I'll do another one. It looks like I've lost my stream on YouTube for some reason. Okay, it's back up. I don't know why that happens sometimes. Your stream just cuts out. On Twitch, before, it was my bit rate was too high. Oh look, there's a Connie. That's cool.
Landing gear deployed. Landing complete. Engines offline.
I didn't mean to get up like that. I hate it when I do that. But yeah, I mean, that was, golly, the heyday of video games, really. They're saying right now is going to be like a renaissance for video games. According to IGN. I'll see it when I'll believe it when I see it. Because we got Starfield coming out. If it's everything that they say it's going to be, it should be pretty good. What else we got coming out this year? Well, that Legend of Zelda game came out, but I don't have a... My kids have Switches. I do not. I just like PC stuff. Yeah, you're right. They depend on it, actually. So they better hope there is. I saw where they were talking about Blue Protocol was supposed to be revolutionary. But that's already out in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. I want to see a good MMO come out. Just a fantasy setting MMO like, I don't know, reminiscent of what New World was supposed to be. Yeah, Nintendo, you know, they have a really good philosophy about their games. They have to be pretty much above gold standard to come out, which is awesome. So they never come out really buggy. And they have a high requirement as far as their own in-house games, because the Legend of Zelda, like Mario, is all in-house. Kind of like Sega back in the day, you know. They made great games. And still do, as far as Nintendo goes. Because I think it's like a point of pride for them or something to make them awesome. I mean, we grew up playing Nintendo. NES, Super NES. And that was back in the day. That was awesome. Yeah, see, I like that philosophy, not wanting to publish junk. And you're right, EA has. I mean, that's all they do. I just saw where Activision, what, they just did something dumb. Oh, it had to do with Modern Warfare. I forgot what it was. Basically, it was Modern Warfare 2 rebranded or something, basically, or something that was supposed to be an expansion pack came out as a full game, and a lot of people are upset about it. I'm interested to see what Microsoft does now that they own all of Bethesda. Yeah, there you go. Modern Warfare 3 Mastered. That's it. But you know, they're not making their money off selling that. They're making their money off the skins that everybody buys from the game shop, the in-game store, the weapons skins that they say don't add any pay-to-win features. But you watch certain streamers, there's most definitely pay-to-win features. When's the last time they had a good story in a Modern Warfare game? Or in a Call of Duty game, period? I should be more specific. I remember the first one ever. That was awesome. One carbon copy. You're right. One's not enough. You gotta have multiples. You just gotta keep refacing Warzone over and over and over. Keep making that cash. Without being innovative. That's another thing. They don't want to be innovative. And that's what Star Citizen's trying to do, right? Yeah, Black Ops. Golly, that's been a while. I just saw where Microsoft was doing something with some of the old games. Because Microsoft just bought. Who was it? I think it was Activision, wasn't it? That's who they just bought. Because they just revamped a bunch of games and opened up servers for older games that people love, and people are starting to play them again in record numbers. That's insane when you think about it. I want to see what they do with the Bethesda games that they bought, though. I mean, they handled Minecraft pretty well. Even that zombie game that they do. Golly, me and my kid played it. The first and the second one. It was Microsoft Game Studios. Current Wave 3 hasn't popped in with how many people there are, which means it's bugged. I will not be able to complete the mission.
What the hell?
Okay, that was weird. There's a lot of lag too. And that's why Star Citizen is going to be so successful, because they're not minding taking risks. Yeah, and that's why EA got, you know, what was it, in the UK, they got taken to court because loot boxes was more like gambling. Hostile remaining in waves, 0 out of 6. So we should be able to complete the mission now. But while it's doing its thing and not catch its servers lagging behind, we will loot. I used to have a buddy of mine that worked for EA. He worked on the Madden series, and man, they put those guys through the ringer. They were having to sleep on cots and stuff. And that was, you know, that was like in 2008, 2009, you know, before all the big stink came about companies having those guys, because it was like a secret thing that these guys were having to do that. I was like, man, that's gotta suck. And that was when Madden was pretty decent. But yeah, it was like, I think right before Christmas, he was having to spend a night there. Him and a bunch of, it wasn't just him, it was a bunch of other co-workers having to stay. And sleep on cots. I couldn't imagine. I mean, yeah, he was making pretty decent money, but not huge blockbuster video game designer money that EA was churning out that money. At the end of the day, though, the only way to really get any kind of change done at these major companies is either for a company that cares to buy them out, or for players to actually start giving a crap about what they're playing. I mean, if you'll pay $70 for trash, then they'll keep making trash, and that's just how, I mean, that's how that works. And it's sad. But you think about it, I mean, you look at a bag of chips now, you know? A bag of chips costs what? $2 now? We used to pay 75 cents. Right before COVID, it was like $1.25, and now that same bag of chips is way more. Because we were willing to pay it, and they'll never come down off those prices. EA is the same way. People are willing to pay for the same stuff. $30K. $30K. Yeah. Well, you remember EA took they took it was a bad look that they got from pretty much everywhere. Okay, we didn't 30K. Holy cow. Can't believe it. That was unusual. I think he left there a few iterations of Madden ago. I don't know who he's working for now. It's been a while since I talked to him, actually. But yeah, you're right. I mean, look at the heat CD Projekt Red took for the push to finish Cyberpunk. If they just took their time, it wouldn't have been a bugged release. Why is this mission not cleared up yet? Golly, how many people's on this server? Server expanded to 115, but still 93 active. Maybe my client's just bugged out or something. Let's see how many credits I have. 1,923,999 AUEC. Where you at on Delphi? Man, I still hadn't made it to senior security contractor yet. And I have run a ton of bunker missions. Contracts manager, history, mercenary, 144. 144. And I'm still not level 5 on the mercenary track. And I think on the last update, I think I lost my VHRT and EORT certificates on bounty hunting. So it makes bounty hunting kind of lame. Because it's hard to grind out those VRTs and EORTs. Yeah. Innovation is risky, though. Apparently. I mean, look at what happened to Kingdoms of Amalur. Kurt Schilling risked it. Actually, he risked the government's money. Not just his own. Made the game and it didn't pan out. Now it's a pretty decent game and it's remembered fondly, but didn't have really great sales at the time. And you know what? I'm guilty of not getting it. And I was interested in buying it. Alright, let's see if we go back down and land, if we can, we can find it. Yeah, I was guilty of not buying it. Even though I was interested in playing it. Still don't have it. Okay, what's going on here? Let's retract the mission. Okay, why is it not showing up? Let's go back again. This time I'll see exactly where it's at and we'll just put it in the beacon ourselves. Let's see. Haram, HDSF Haram. Set route. There we go. Now to stay on our screen. I mean, this has been a buggy playthrough, from my mouse click not working to shoot to not being able to equip ammo. To having to abandon a mission because it didn't pan out. It didn't clear. And now it looks like we're going to have to abandon this mission because it's not going to clear. But again, you know, it's early access. This is really, really early access. So these kind of problems are going to happen. And it's Saturday night, you know, when the servers are the busiest. Yeah, it's not going to clear. It's just going to stay stuck 0 out of 6. Hostiles remaining in wave. Alright, I'm going to go back to my favorite place, which is Hurl L1. Green Glade Station. Clear route. Set a route to Green Glade. Are you serious? Yep. Should have known it. There it is. In broad daylight. 30K. I called the 30K way before it happened. But it happens. On that note, I'm going to end the stream. Dr. Kane, F. Sky, thanks for chatting with me tonight. And have a good night. Be safe. And I will catch everybody tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time to 10. We're going to be playing Star Citizen again. I'm going to be grinding that rep, y'all. So I think a 30K is a good place to end it at, because they don't happen often anymore, which is great. So if you played Star Citizen recently, you'll have noticed you don't get as many 30Ks as we used to. I mean, back in the early days, man, we got 30Ks all the time. But this is my second one this patch, so I'm not complaining, because 3.19.1 has been out for quite some time. Anyways, everybody be safe. Have a good night, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow, 8 o'clock to 10. We're going to be bunker running again. Y'all have a good night.